Positive vibes, but not the positive result. Otherwise, though, it wasn't too bad, was it, Wolves fans? Let's go over the defeat to Leicester City. So yeah, it probably was expected that we were not going to get a result. But you have to admit, well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling a hell of a lot more positive about the squad and the performance, because that Leicester City squad, that team, they're running. Well, they're having the time of their life, aren't they? They've just won the FA Cup, they've just won the Community Shield, they're in Europe again, back-to-back 5th place finishes, they're chasing Champions League this season, they've made some cracking signings with Vestergaard, Samari and Patson Daka. You know, like, it's a fantastic benchmark, especially away from home, and to come away at only 1-0 losers, but actually create more and probably have the better of the two sides, really. I'm feeling more optimistic. You know, I'm not as scared for this season. So much so I think we'll actually happily, easily finish top 10 if we take that performance forward and improve on it. So yeah, let's go over it, because there's some talking points. There are some talking points. So let's begin with, we'll start with the actual first half. It was slow starting, and it's what I kind of expected, but the fact that we grew more into it, it wasn't slow, it was slower, getting quicker. It was positive. It was a welcome, refreshing new look to Wolves, in a sense that it wasn't instant, but it was gradual, and it weren't horrific. Defensively, we were okay. Attacking wise, we lacked that creativity. First half, this is. And then we had that glaring opportunity from Adama Traore, which he really needs to up his game. I love Adama. I hope he has a fantastic season, but there was 2 glaring opportunities which he wasted. The first one was, you can't be missing them. You cannot be missing them. He wants either this big contract or this big money move, but if he wants either of them, he's got to start finishing them. And there's no if, buts or maybes about that. He's got to. It's all well and good creating all these opportunities, and before you say like, oh, he's the only player who could get in that position. I understand that, but what's the point getting into them positions if you're never going to finish them? That's where I am with it. And he did it in the second half. We'll go on to that in the second half bit. But yeah, he's got to improve there. Obviously, about a couple of minutes later, we conceded, and Cody got a lot of flack. And I don't think it's fair. I'm one of them where I will actually defend Cody, because I think there's a lot of people out there who just want Cody to fail, and when they see Cody fail, bloody hell, you don't half hear about it. Everyone has to know about it. I saw this coming for 2 seasons. He's the worst centre back at the club right now. He's not good enough. He is good enough. And granted, he should have been quicker reacting to Jamie Vardy, but you forget that Jamie Vardy, despite his age, is still lightning quick. Plus, it was a fantastic finish. 9 out of them 10, he's ballooning them. But it was that one, and he finished it brilliantly. Cody played well. He led the line at the back brilliantly. He only enhanced Kilman's and Sice's performance, I thought. He defended well. His man marking was fine. There was one lapse moment in the second half which was covered, so we can let that slide. He did dive in pretty heavy, but had to pull out. But fair enough, it was covered. I ain't got a problem with that. Those things happen. However, can't be doing it frequently. But it's the first game of the season. His tackling was brilliant. He pretty much helped Kilman pocket Vardy. Pocket Vardy. The goal itself my gripe is with Marcal and Martinho. Now, that ball should never be coming anywhere near that box. Never. I understand it was great feet by Pereira, but there's two players there and not one of them has stopped that ball from entering the box. Got to be doing better there. If you've got any gripe with the goal, that's where it should be. Take your Cody Bias hat off. Look at it as a footballing perspective, where that ball has come from and how it's got to the box. One of them's got to be dealing with that. No ifs, buts, no coconuts. Someone has to be dealing with that. So if you've got any gripes, please just look at it from how it should be looked at. Obviously, Cody could be doing better and probably should be doing better. But again, that ball should never be coming near the box. So yeah, second half. We'll go on to the second half now. We were brilliant. We had an idea. We sort of grew into our own style of football. We had some creativity, some flair to our performances. We weren't afraid to go forward. We actually looked like we wanted to get something out of the game, which was refreshing. It was brilliant. It revitalised everybody's opinion on this club and how it was going to be dealt with in the league this season, if that makes sense. Traore, again, he has to be finishing that. He can't be side foot. At least test the keeper. You can't be side foot passing it to Schmeichel from there. He did brilliantly to get in that position, challenging Vestergaard. But come on, I'm not being funny, but even I could have done better there. Not the challenging for Vestergaard, but I probably didn't go in that position. But the shot itself, come on, gotta be. It's gotta be. And then the late on, we've all seen the still pictures, and I will put it there. Yeah, okay, it's all well and good freeze framing it, telling everybody when he should have passed it, but in the Premier League, you should be doing that. You are in the best league in the world, you should be the best players in the world, you should be seeing that, and Adama should be feeding in Raul there. He should be feeding him. That, and I bet I'd put in all my eggs into one basket there with Raul scoring that. So it's a shame, but again, Adama, if he wants this big money contract or this big money move, he needs to earn it. And my question is, can we improve on him? Take away his speed and his power. Yeah, he's a unique specimen, but you put someone else in that position, they're going to create their own things as well, from different positions, from different avenues. They're going to feed players in with their own way. Are we going to get more from somebody else? And my question now is, when Neto comes back, when Podence comes back, because everyone forgets Podence was actually quite good before he actually started his injury run, because he played through injuries and he probably shouldn't have done, which is why everyone was like, why is he not as good now? But when he comes back fully fit and Neto comes back fully fit, I don't see how Adama gets in the squad, if I'm being honest. If he ain't gonna be delivering the goods, if he ain't scoring, if he ain't assisting. I mean, my question to you is, and this is no dig on Adama, if we play that formation, that 5-2-3 or that 3-4-3, however you want to look at it, who's your front three? Honestly, who is your front three? Because mine is Pedro, it's Raul, and it's Trincao. And I'd probably use Adama as impact sub when players are tired. So yeah. So the negatives, we'll get over the negatives. Obviously, it was defeat. The first real negative is the lack of clinicalness in front of goal, which we've just gone over. There was a point in the game where we had 9 shots and not one of them was on target. So yeah, we need to really start testing the keepers more. If you don't test the keepers, you ain't ever gonna score. That's pretty much what will happen. And if you don't score, that's when the failures sink in. So yeah, we looked good going forward, but the clinical finishing wasn't there. We were slow starting, which is sort of a negative. We don't want to fall into that same pattern, that same routine of just being a 45-minute second half team. We want to actually be 90 minutes of actually really going for it, in my opinion. And obviously lapse moments costing us, which, yeah, the defending for the goal and being in front of goal, I guess that ties in with clinicalness. But we move on to the positives, and the positives I think outweigh the negatives here. Because we actually did look good going forward. We actually looked like we wanted to do something with the ball, and that, as I mentioned previously, it's exciting, it's refreshing, it's revitalising everyone's opinion on where we might actually go with this season. The defence wasn't totally horrendous, and it proves that with the man of the match, in my opinion, being Kilman. I thought he had an outstanding game. I thought he was defensively astute, he was strong, he read the game brilliantly, he was composed. He really did reflect on a player that is starting to really grow into an established Premier League centre-back. And I think he's really going to give Lage a few important and hard questions for him to answer, because when you have Mosquera and Bolly and potentially this new centre-back, whoever he is coming, with Cody still there as well, how do you line up? And who do you line up with? Do you go with the 3 or do you go with the 2? And if it's the 2, which 2? So, yeah, a good headache to have for Bruno. And I think he excelled in his performance on Saturday. The final positive was you guys, the fans. Now this isn't me just pandering, oh, look at him, you saying well done the fans. Honestly, no, genuinely, you were incredible. You were loud all game, you sang your bastard hearts out. It was great to hear. It's made me excited for the game against Tottenham now. And we need to make Molineux a cauldron. We need to make it an absolute fortress again. So I think with that extra exuberance from you guys, I think we could take points ourselves. Well, not literally ourselves, but I think that we can make a big difference this season. And yeah, I'm just excited. So yeah, well done to all you guys there. You were loud, you were heard, you represented us all very well, and yeah, I can't wait now. I was very jealous I weren't going. We'll do another video. We'll do a preview of the Spurs game in the week, maybe a transfer update. I might do a little video here and there if something new comes down. Check out the Wolves Fancast video from Friday night. It was a Leicester preview one, but yours truly was on it, giving my thoughts and opinions. I was a bit monotone, a bit static, but it's because it was my first time on another social media account, so yeah, quite nerve-wracking in a sense. But I was confident but nervous. It was brilliant. Hope to see you on the next one, guys. Still learning with this one, obviously. Want to make it more exciting and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we're going to get somewhere. We're going to get somewhere. Like, subscribe and share, because sharing is caring and it only helps this channel grow. Peace and love, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Wolves, are we?